Okay. Okay. Okay, here they come. And then I'll once I let them in, I'll unshare.
Okay, I hope I'm ready for this one.
You are. Okay, here they come. And then I'll once I let them in, I'll unshare. You're on.
Good morning. We gather together today to worship the one who created us. She who calls us, the one who equips us. He who loves us without end. With joyful hearts, let us worship the divine. The Institute for Spiritual Development is a God-centered, spiritually inclusive, metaphysical church and community dedicated to our growing spiritual awareness in an atmosphere of unconditional love and acceptance. Welcome home. I am Lisa Schwanger, Deacon at the Institute for Spiritual Development in Washington, D.C. Let us pray. Lord, how I long to break free from negative thinking and embrace peace and joy and optimism. I invite you to begin transforming my thought patterns and help me recognize, reject, and replace thoughts that do not serve my best life and the betterment of my world. Amen. Let's read together the Lord's Prayer, Lamsa translation, which can be seen on your screen. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so on earth. Give us bread for our needs from day to day, and forgive us our offenses as we forgive our offenders. And do not let us enter into temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. And now let us affirm the principles of understanding that unite us. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that infinite intelligence expresses itself in all existence and in humanity as a manifestation of divine love. We affirm the unity of all life everywhere. We believe in communion with all planes of existence, and that meaningful communication flows from this connection. We affirm the divine right of each individual to seek the truth in accordance with their consciousness, and that living in harmony with that truth defines true spirituality. We affirm that spiritual unfoldment is progressive and unending, and that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the mandate, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We affirm the personal responsibility of the individual and that we choose our happiness or unhappiness as we apply the laws of the universe. We affirm that life is eternal and that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We believe the ultimate expression of God in our life is unconditional love of our neighbors and ourselves. We accept that the living gifts of prophecy and healing reported in all sacred scripture are an affirmation of divine spirit working through us. Let's prepare for our healing meditation. Make yourselves comfortable, relax and close your eyes, and become aware of your breathing. Tense all of your muscles. Raise your hands to claws, curl your toes, scrunch your face. Feel rigid tension throughout your body. And release. Take one deep breath in to a count of 4. Hold for 4. And release for 4. Remember a time when you daydreamed, seeing an imaginary life or a hoped-for life or event. See where you were, how that setting and moment made you feel. Carefree, lazy. Sit against a tree or lie down in the grass and feel all of that. Pleasant, relaxed, confident, positive, fun, whimsical. Keep that feeling as you feel your vibration rise. Envision a sky just coming into dusk with billowy clouds, some white, some graying in the receding light. The sky is becoming a beautiful set of colors. Light pinks turning to dark pinks. The sun is behind some of the clouds and there's a beautiful glow around them. And you're still daydreaming. The colors are changing to various shades of orange. Allow your vibration to rise and daydream. See the sun burst with streaming rays through the clouds. And daydream. Find some closure in your daydream. Start to come back to reality. Keep that feeling of satisfied positivity, whimsy, laziness. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Become aware of your seat, the sounds in or outside where you are. Take in a breath and blow it out. And 2 more times. And open your eyes. Our responsive reading today, I don't know if you have hymnals or not, some of you, is R21, Happiness. It will appear on your screen. There is ever a song of life, of beauty, of peace, and we should learn to sing it.
A merry heart is good medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones.
We have a right to any happiness of which we can conceive, provided that happiness hurts no one and is in keeping with the nature of progressive life.
Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will take care of itself.
Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we will not find it.
As far as the mind extends, so far extends heaven.
Happy is the person who finds wisdom and the one who finds understanding.
The blessing of the Lord makes a person rich, and no sorrow is added with it.
Always there is the eternal voice forever whispering within our ear, that thing which causes the eternal quest, that thing which forever sings and sings.
I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you.
Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you.
I will sing a new song unto you, O God.
Rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say, rejoice. Amen. Today's reading is by Scott Stabile. She felt like doing her part to change the world. So she started by giving thanks for all the blessings in her life, rather than bemoaning all that was missing from it. Then she complimented her reflection in the mirror, instead of criticizing it as she usually did. Next, she walked into her neighborhood and offered her smile to everyone she passed, whether or not they offered theirs to her. Each day she did these things, and soon they became habit. Each day she lived with more gratitude, more acceptance, more kindness. And sure enough, the world around her began to change. Because she had decided so, she was single-handedly doing her part to change it. I got a new job. During a pandemic, I got a new job. While horribly sad events are taking place in my family life, I got a new job. Working extra long days, being old enough to be looking at retirement, I got a new job. I decided to start looking for a job in 2019 when my own management moved my staff to other departments, and I was left to single-handedly do the work of 3 people because they didn't take away the work. So I was forced to take a stand. Or actually, I was left to take care of myself, to respect myself, to do the best thing for myself. While I was frustrated and angry some of the time, I surprisingly wasn't those things even most of the time. While I was afraid, given my age, that I might be stuck where I was till the end of my work life, I didn't let it stop me from trying. I didn't really have anything to lose. I made a decision, and then I made a plan. So why am I telling you this? Because I decided to do my part to change my world. And I think it might help others to tell this story. Reverend Fran talked about optimism last week, and really, I thought perfect timing. I am optimistic, even though that doesn't often come across. I want a happy life, and this wasn't going to be it. You spend too much time at work to be unhappy. Note the things I said so far. I could have stuck with, I was forced to take a stand, but I went with, I took care of myself. I could have stayed angry and frustrated, but for the most part, I didn't hold on to that. Isn't it so much easier to get stuck, though, in whatever crisis one might be feeling, might be facing? Feeling devalued, unappreciated, fear that you can't pay some large, unexpected bill, being worried for a family member's health or maybe your own, fighting hard to get the number on that scale down, getting nowhere. Many of us can put that ticker tape of endless argument on a recurrent loop, telling ourselves, our friends over and over about this monumental event happening in our lives. It's one thing to be dissatisfied with a job. Fine, go find another one. But as I mentioned, there were 4 different events that I was dealing with all at once. I personally find it hard to remember what to do metaphysically and how to do it to get the best outcomes for myself when I'm so overwhelmed. I can try to meditate, but boy, it just seems impossible at times like these. I'm telling you this story because I'm guessing I'm not the only one that runs into this. So let's go back to taking care of me. Because I was so busy working longer days at work, I had my resume redone professionally. Best thing I could have done, but so out of character for me. I normally wouldn't have spent that money to do something that I can do. It would be so wasteful in my mind. But really, I could afford it. Why not? I needed to stop withholding from myself. It was a smaller thing all in all, but it relieved so much stress in the end. It's not like I'm keeping up on what recruiters are looking for in this current day. I also determined the kinds of companies I wanted to work for. The larger companies like Booz Allen, Deloitte, Accenture, those kinds of places. And the reason I did that was because I wanted really good healthcare. I'm getting older. Smaller contractors, I work in the world of contracting, can't afford those good healthcare plans, and I didn't want to have to worry about that. I'd never put that much thought into a job search before. That said, I'd never had this much hindsight before. Okay, so I had my resume. I knew my target audience. I was ready. I started to apply. And then COVID. COVID sent us home to work, and I got wildly busier. I'm a tech trainer. Everyone now needs to learn to work from home. I now need a staff of 5, and I only have a staff of 3. So after we got a handle, quotes, on our COVID fears, and saw that we were going to be working from home for much longer than we thought, something came to mind: manifesting. I needed to actively manifest my new job. In the pandemic, people weren't really hiring. They were letting people go. But I'm still looking and I'm not giving up. But how does this work again? I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed with issues. And this is when I don't remember how to make this work. And I know I'm not alone. All right, I'm going to need clear intentions. I started to really think about what I wanted from this new job instead of what I'd settled for, or instead of not thinking about it at all. I was very careful not to use negative language or note what I didn't want. Now, knowing what you don't want is useful, but that time passed. I didn't want those words in my world. So here's what I wanted: a pleasant working environment where I could see outside. I'd been working in a dingy government building basement for 5 years. I do not belong in a basement. I wanted work I enjoyed, and that was easy for me. Now, I love a challenge, but I am not 30, and I'd really like to coast out now. I wanted an easy, close commute when we do go back to the office. I wanted a salary I was happy with. I wanted great healthcare. I let go of the large company thing because really what I wanted was good healthcare. And I wanted to continue to work from home as long as possible, and then only have to go into the office maybe a couple of days of work a week when we did start to go back. This didn't come all at once. I had to figure this out over time. Thanks to working from home and avoiding the public, I, like all of you, was sitting at home. And I do mean sitting, since I work on a computer all day. So I made myself get out and walk a few times a day. And I used this time to listen to podcasts, specifically on manifesting. I'm sticking to being strategic about this. Here's what I learned. Not that I hadn't heard it before, but you can only manifest from a place of high vibration. In that place, you can only be in a very positive and upbeat state of emotion. It's all about emotions for this. You can't get what you want and at the same time have feelings of disappointment, uncertainty, fear, frustration, desperation, sadness, or having a lack of confidence. The vibration is wrong. How could you possibly attract what you want? Well, that makes sense. While I knew about raising my vibration, I hadn't really thought about my emotional state when I do the manifesting. You'd be asking for things to come to a vibrational place that can't accept those, what you're manifesting. It's one thing to be told how to do something, but for it to stick, I need the logic. This was logical to me, that explanation. Secondly, you need to intentionally raise your vibration before you start the manifesting. Use a funny memory. Remember a really fun time, or use a wish for the future that you've been able to envision and experience in your imagination. You should at some point feel tingly, feel different, vibrationally different, up, happy, but even more than that. You might even need to laugh out loud, that sort of thing. Once there and ready, don't read off your list. You know your list by now. Imagine having those things. Imagine them as a reality. Feel the happiness of having that and stay there as long as you can, as long as you want to. Feel the happiness, the relief, the satisfaction, the peace. Share it with others. Feel what it's like that you've paid off that giant bill, that you see the number on the scale that you want to see. See living in that dream home, going on that safari, the work situation you want. See a happy family having a great time together. See it. Have fun with it. Make it fun. A daydream. Another thing, your point of attraction is a pliable thing, and the earlier in the day you identify it and accomplish getting to it, the more evidence you'll see that it's working. Make a decision first thing in the morning, first consciousness, to find the thoughts that will put you in high vibration. The more you do, the more you'll be able to do it. According to Abraham Hicks, you have 17 seconds to make that happen. I did these things. I wasn't good at all of them. I found I couldn't make it happen every day. Sometimes I was just too emotionally overwhelmed to get myself there. But on the other hand, and here's another thing I learned, you don't want to beat this to death. You've put it out there, then let it go. Visit it if you want, when you want, but there's no need to keep banging at it. It'll become a desperate thing, and you don't want that. It's out there. It's swirling around in that energy that surrounds us all. That is us all. Here's what I came up with on my own. In your own head and in the ways you talk to others, work to say things in a positive way, even if you're complaining about it. I was forced to take a stand. I decided to respect myself. If the negative starts to creep in, end the daydream or the imagining immediately. You're done for now. Don't manifest at a lower vibration, but anytime later, just take a minute to remember what that felt like when it felt good. And one more thing I've known for a long time, if you spend your time being afraid you won't get something, you'll get that too. In the end, my plan to manifest my new job succeeded. I believe it 100%. I like this job so far. However, it's a bigger challenge than I could possibly see coming. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm still working from home, but the commute when going to the office may be questionable. However, it's fairly near my sister's. So bad weather, bad traffic, I could stay there instead of coming home. So I sort of won there. I wanted to be happy with my salary. I am. I wanted great health care. We'll have to see. I hope so. As for continuing to work from home, there's more and more talk of no one going back to the office full time. They're saving money too on that score. They can get rid of their office space, lower their overhead. It's very possible that no one's going back to the office full time, those of us who work in an office environment. And the basement. Here's a very interesting thing COVID showed me. At some point, several months later, I realized that I had manifested this one job desire before I even came up with my manifesting plan, because I'd already been manifesting it without realizing it. I was working from home. I was already out of the basement. And every so often I would think, I am never going back to that basement again. Everyone has access to the same stream of energy. There's enough for everyone. That includes you. It includes me. I read a quote recently. It wasn't credited to anyone. I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God. In the end, we only have to get into that energy, that flow, that vibration that connects us all. We're all part of that energy. We're all that energy. We don't need to wait for our desires to come to us. They're already there and available. We need to raise our vibration and go to them. I'm going to turn the time over now to Reverend Rob Banachek, who will fill us in on announcements and the prosperity section of our service today.
Thank you, Lisa. Let me get myself on the screen here. So I would like us to kind of take a moment to just do a brief meditation for our prosperity today. And this is one we do most weeks, but it's always good to spend some time in the stillness with our intention and our manifestation. So imagine, if you will, your open palms and the gift that you are offering today, whatever it is, whether it's a financial donation, whether it is your intention for our community, whether it is your time that you will be offering as one of our readers or as part of the new paradigm as we decide how we're going to diversify our activities. But whatever it is, let's imagine it in our palms together and just close our eyes for a moment and take a big, long, deep breath. And as we exhale, just imagine whatever we have put into our palms growing. And as it grows, it becomes stronger and stronger until it is ready to leave those palms and float up into the sky and out over the world, where we know, as we have released this vision, as we have released our attachment and yet maintained our intention, that vision returns to us. And let's just take one more breath and open our eyes and exhale. And I will thank everyone in advance for your ongoing generosity, for your ongoing support of all of the stuff that's been going on with us as we have transitioned away from a physical space and for now are working in our virtual space. And then very soon we'll be working in a hybrid space. So I'm going to put the link to our virtual collection plate in the chat. And so everyone can have the opportunity. It's a click through. You guys know it by now, and I am so grateful that you continue to donate. Let me get the right link for you first. And so now just a few announcements about some things that are upcoming. We continue to intend. This is Lisa's homily is at such a wonderful time today, and I thank her for her work today in putting this service together and for speaking such a beautiful and appropriate word for all that is happening with the church. This is the time to set those intentions. This is the time to imagine how we want to feel when we're in those spaces. So, with that, I ask everyone to continue to look at the website for what's coming up. This week we have our Wednesday evening meditation. Look, guys, it's the easiest possible event I think that we have to offer that involves nothing other than you showing up. You don't have to put yourself on the screen if you don't want. All you have to do is sit there and relax into your own stillness, allow yourself to be guided into a meditation, and then move on with your evening. So that is happening on Wednesday at 7:30. We will post the link. Next Saturday, we have our psychic fair returning. We are doing the split day as we did the last time. I think we did it in July, to a lot of great response because, hey, people want to get readings in the morning when they've got time and the evenings on Saturday. So we've got wonderful readers this time and looking forward to having them share their gifts. But check out the website in the Psychic Fair. You can get your 15-minute reading or two and work with some really wonderful volunteer readers and intuitives that we are so grateful share their gifts with us. So that's all I'm going to say for now. But again, continue to monitor the website as we begin to add things and work with our wonderful program and promotions team to bring about some events, the ones that we consider our flagship and the ones that we may be exploring some new things with. So, and I will open the floor to anybody else that may have an announcement now. So if you can just kind of call up to me, then I can unmute you guys. And I know if Martha Science is here, Reverend Martha is going to talk about her $1 a day, remembering ISD. Throughout your day and how you might be able to do that. You can unmute now, Martha. Oh, hold on, sorry. Now you can, sorry. There we go.
Finally. Thank you. As you know now, the red envelope tells you everything. It's an amazing way that human beings have of being conditioned. But I really appreciate all the people who have contributed over these past few months. And just to remind you, with the red envelope and thinking of ISD every day, $1 a day, you continue to give us strength. You continue to help us to go forward, even though we're crossing this special kind of bridge of moving from one way of worshiping to another. We bless you and thank you. Keep it up.
Thank you so much, Reverend Martha, for just reminding us to remind ourselves throughout the day to think of our beautiful spiritual community. I do want to update everybody. We did actually settle on the building. So we are now in that wonderful hot air balloon rising into the sky and throughout the world together. So hold on. I think we're going to have a really fun time. And again, thanks to everyone who helped make the crazy week of settlement possible and successful, so that we now really can focus our energies toward the non-physical part of developing our community together. And I will then turn the service back over to our wonderful Lisa Schwanger. If I can remove our spotlights here. Thank you, Lisa.
Let's read together now our congregational prayer, Path to Happiness. May we realize, great teacher, that we cannot be happy until we seek satisfaction in spiritual progress, thus guarding our peace of mind from all influences that would destroy it. Let us understand that all happiness comes not by aimlessly thinking about it, but by striving to express it in all our moods and actions. No matter what tasks we are planning, teach us to feel the divine undercurrent, the hidden river of bliss ever flowing beneath the sands of our myriad thoughts and the rocky soil of our difficulties. May we be secretly joyous in spite of all adverse circumstances, knowing that happiness is our birthright, our divine treasure. Give us to find in the soul the riches beyond the dreams of kings. So let it be. Well, it's time for affirmation of spirit. So if those of you who would like a reading would let me know by making yourselves seen, we will get to it. Mr. Robin, how about you?
Hello, Lisa. Great job this morning.
How you doing? Thank you very much.
Doing
I hope you
fine.
are inspired.
Yes.
All right, so as you all know, I tend to pull a tarot card to give my readings, and I'm looking at a card that is the Nine of Swords. And so I'm wondering if you've got something on your mind
Many
or
things.
having trouble communicating, or maybe having trouble communicating someone to something. To the point where it might be interrupting your sleep even, but you know, that's just a picture. The idea is thinking, and maybe overthinking. Whatever this could be, it would be coming to an end at this point. Nines lead us to tens. This is the Nine of Sword card. But you might want to manifest your way to a solution. If you've got something on your mind, if you're trying to work with someone to solve something, or maybe to convince somebody to see something the way you're seeing it, I would put my thoughts to your outcome, especially given what we just talked about. It's been difficult to have this ongoing, I would say ongoing conversation or ongoing communication of whatever you're looking at, thinking about. So you might want to start envisioning the result to help yourself get to the result that you do want.
Thank you.
Virginia, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
For you, I have the Ace of Cups.
Okay.
All the newest beginnings of
Yeah.
intuition and happy times. And do you happen to feel that I tend to see you as intuitive already,
Okay.
but something seems to be opening up for you that might be new. Is there anything like that coming into your world that you're aware of? I mean, you've taken on some fun and great responsibilities.
Well, after your homily today, I'm writing them down. I'm going to manifest them. So I'm seeing my part in it. So I want some doors to open.
Now is the time to do that. But with the aces, whatever they're bringing to you, you have to make a conscious choice to accept the gift that is coming your way. This gift of a new feeling, a new love, an awakening intuition of some sort, imagination. There are new opportunities, maybe a new friendship, maybe some spiritual growth. So keep that in mind. Stay aware of something like that, and be open to that. And again, if and when you do become aware of that, be conscious about what you decide, the road you decide to go down with that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks very much, Martha, for holding those up. Sylvia, may I come to you?
Yes, please. Thank you.
You are welcome. So I'm looking at justice.
Aha.
Justice. You know, justice keeps things balanced. I don't know how you're feeling about balance these days.
Oh. Could you-
I know you're very ethical. I know you would be accountable for things in your life. But it is time to find some balance in something. I'm drawn today. You know, some days you're drawn to one thing in a card, and another day, something completely different, or not at all. And today I'm drawn to, you'll see Martha holding up one of the cards, the hidden place behind that scrim, if you will, that piece of cloth between the pillars. Something seems to be hidden. So I'm inclined to feel like you're not being fully honest with you, not with somebody else, but with you. And that's where looking for the balance comes in. You know, that sword is such an honesty piece, if you ask me. It's time to be honest with yourself about something and find a way to figure out how to balance yourself with regard to whatever this issue is. So you can go forward more comfortably.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And again, I don't know if it's now or coming. Be aware. Hello, Ozzy. May I come to you?
Come to me. It's okay. Come to me. Yes. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning.
Good morning. I don't know what's going on here today.
Oh no,
But-
don't say
But I'm getting swords for
Yeah.
everyone. And if I don't get a sword for you, it seems there's a sword in your card almost across the board. What's going on?
Oh wow. So the fight already? Sorry,
I'm-
it work. What's going on?
Well, I've got the 2 of swords for you.
Okay.
Looks like, and Martha's going to pull that out, I know. So thank you very much, Martha, for being part of my readings today. I'm going to owe you one.
All right.
So there's a few things that could be going on with the 2 of swords.
Okay.
Swords are about communication.
Love that word.
A lot of times people who are sword people are playwrights,
Okay.
novelists, journalists, they're writers, they're fast thinkers.
Oh
With
wow.
the 2 of swords, it sometimes implies a decision needs to be made, but it could also imply mediator. Do you ever feel like a mediator? Do you live in a world where you might be a mediator sometimes?
I'm always a thinker for like an uncle to some people. I'm always on top of the world for some people that I communicate for.
There's of course water in this card, a lot of water, and so there's also and the moon. So there's also an intuitive side to this. It's sort of like joining. It's like you need right now to join that mental thing with that intuitive thing for you to make a decision or help someone make a decision. I don't know if any of this is ringing true for you or not. And it might also imply with the blindfold that you've got something to figure out and you might need to take some time to contemplate
Okay.
an answer or a decision or a way to help somebody through something like that same thing.
Yes.
Notice the water isn't choppy. So whatever it is, it's not roiling and, threatening to end a life, but it is something to sort of sort out. So you might want to take a little time to contemplate, to meditate, and sort out something that you might be helping somebody with, or a decision that you might need to
I
make.
might as well
yourself.
sacrifice and give my brother the $2,000 he needs.
There you go. Well, only you know what this is going to be, but
He
I
spoke to me
will.
about it yesterday. When the water comes, it's basically the boat. He is, when you say in water, is basically the boat. Which basically he's the only one that has the water on the dock, the dock. He's the water, and he's the only one that owns the boat. The sword, I'm the only one that has the sword. So I know what you're saying. He's the one who asked me for the money. He's the one that's in trouble. He's the one that needs to contemplate. He's the one that needs the decision. So I'm the one that has the money right now.
Well, but you got the card though. It's not a reading for him. It's a
So
reading
the problem
for
is
you.
him right now. He needs the money, and I have to go buy a car. So I still can get the car, but the thing is, he needs the money. He needs money right now. So I might as well just give him the money. Whatever. I'm not going to ask him what it's for. He needs the money, so I might as well give him the money.
Maybe you can find a way to make both things happen. I'm just going to throw that word manifest out there again to you.
I know. Oh well.
Good luck with that, Ozzy.
Oh well. Broker and broker every day.
Yeah, that's the way it is, isn't it?
Tuesday, here it comes. Oh well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Blessing. Thank you.
Steve, may I come to you? So
Yes.
for you, I've got the 5 of Wands. Martha, 5 of Wands. I had no idea I was going to have an assistant. Do you know the cards, Steve?
No, not really. I'm not familiar with tarot really at all.
Okay. So the 5 of Wands is a bit of conflict. And wands are about things you're passionate about and real action kind of cards. So it looks like there might be a competition going on here, that there might be some brainstorming to do. Obviously, you're not going to be in a physical fight. Don't forget, these cards are dated, from another time. And maybe, there might still be church things to work out. But, I have no idea, obviously, what this is about. But you may need to be doing some sorting, some brainstorming, some team working. Do you want, or how do I want to say this? Everybody in this card is being stubborn. I don't know if you're being stubborn or if you're trying to solve the stubbornness. But I feel the stubbornness of this card today.
I want what I want.
I don't blame you one bit. But you might want to give that some thought in whatever it is that, you might be sitting with a group of friends or a board or a patient family or any of those things. You might need to be sorting some things out there, and do be aware that you certainly will find a way to end the conflict. So don't be concerned about that, but it will take some thought. Yes, exactly. Reverend Olivia, may I come to you?
Yes, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, and you're not going to believe it. You're going to believe it. You got a sword card. What is going on with this church today? Swords everywhere. King of Swords, Martha. I see you calling upon me. So this is the King of Swords. And I have mixed feelings about the court cards, because a lot of readers find them to be confusing. But when it comes to the kings and the queens, I'm not so confused by them. I think of them as rulers that are benevolent leaders to their community. And so I tend to think of them as having the best interests of the people they are serving, even though they're kings and they're ruling. And that is certainly always you. And I don't think anybody here could argue with that. They're objective, they're logical, they're intelligent, they're fair, but they certainly hold a seat of authority. They can be emotionally distant. So I don't think of you that way, but it's always something to keep in mind. Definitely an observer, definitely committed to the truth, not someone that bends to peer pressure. So I would just say, thank you for being that kind of leader in our world. You may be called upon to act in this role again. This doesn't mean you're this role every single day, every single minute. You're kind of tired of this, aren't you? If I could, I'd pull another card and try to find you a break. But I will say this, there are two birds in this card, and they are pulling my attention today. Birds bring us messages. So you might want to listen to the little voice over your shoulder on this one when you're leading or advising, or maybe they're even coming to tell you, hey, take a break. It's time to step down now. So be aware of that. And I just am called again upon to say to you, thank you for being that kind of leader. And be listening for some messages, just quiet little messages for you that with regard to that role of leader.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. And I believe that's all I have for today. So thank you, everyone. And I'm going to turn now to our closing prayer. O Creator, we pray that you bless us with true happiness and peace in life. Lead us away from sadness and anger toward gratitude and love. From restless mind and anxiety, give us peace. Source of all, when we suffer despair and lack of confidence, lead us to hope, faith, trust, to our connected selves. Go in vibration.
Thank you, Lisa. Everyone can say hello. I got to tell you, Lisa, I had my cards out like Reverend Martha did, and I drew a card. I drew the Three of Swords as you were giving your reading. I kid you not. So,
what's up with everybody today?
That's not the sword card that people like to get, but yeah.
That's really unusual,
I know.
though, for
Wow.
so many people to get one suit of cards. Or,
And you know it's working.
well, I guess so.
Matter.
But you know, that kind of means we're, oh my gosh, Martha pulled three of Swords.
Oh my gosh,
That kind of
Martha.
means, though, that we're all kind of in sync in some way.
It's true.
We're
true.
pulled together in this communication kind of way.
Wow.
Martha, we can't hear you. I know you're not, it doesn't look like you're on mute, but you might want to be closer to your mark.
Turn the mic up.
Mic.
Turn the mic up on the computer.
Three of Swords.
I pulled it just because, you know, Rob said that that's what he pulled. And I
can't
want people
believe
to
it.
know what he was talking about. So that's all. But I haven't pulled the card for myself.
Oh, okay, good. Two Three of Swords, and yeah.
Great
that's-
service, Lisa.
Thank
Love
you.
your
Thank
homily.
you,
Congrats
Wendy.
on the job. Great work.
Thank you.
It's fabulous.
Thank you.
Have a great afternoon, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good
Hi,
to see
Reverend
you
Frank.
all.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hey, Ozzy.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey, Olivia. How are everyone?
Good seeing you all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you, Virginia. Hey, everyone.
Hi, Ozzy.
Hey,
Love
Martha.
to all, guys. Thank you for being here as always.
Everyone.
Hey, Robin. Hey. All right, everyone. Take care, everyone. Take care, everyone.
There.
Take
Bye,
care.
Kate.
Bye-bye. Is it next Sunday as well, Reverend Rob?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
See
great.
you then. All right.
All right,
Good.
take care.
Thanks, Ozzy. Bye-bye.
I'll be making another payment, Rob, on Tuesday. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Ozzy. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. See you later.
All
Bye-bye.
right. See you guys later. Robin, good seeing you. Martha, thank you for holding up the cards. Those are big cards. You had the right cards for holding up today. So thank you for that.
Right. Well, those, I use those to teach.
My reading, it was wonderful.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Rob, I may not see you next week. It depends on how things go because we're taking a trip.
Right.
And on that,
Have a wonderful time.
Safe return, please. Safe return.
Have a good trip to you both. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys when you get back. All right. See you all later. Thank you again, Ozzy.